Guys, it's been a while since I've played it, but we're finally getting back into yesterday. This is one of my actual favourite point-and-click adventures I've played. I haven't played that many of them, so it's not exactly a massive list. But things have been really busy, and I also noticed that for a while the playthrough wasn't really getting much attention. And then for some reason I got massive spikes in viewers, so I realised the game actually for some reason, maybe people found out about it or something, and then it started to get some popularity, so I thought, well, I might as well continue it for you guys. I haven't actually played it myself, so we're pretty much at the same position. So if you guys, have jumped into this late, then feel free to watch the older couple of videos. Anyway, with that said, let's jump in. I hope I actually remember what the hell I was even doing. Oh yes, I do, somewhat. I believe we have to rescue our friend. Okay, so let's do the normal stuff. You didn't even bother to look, okay? Alright. Let's have a little peek. And we have a gun. I have a feeling I'm not going to do too well on this. He's holding a gun, so you can't go up and punch him out. You have to... yeah, you have to get away before he sees you. What about...
souls from paradise, look all of you upon Henry White, the heretic who tread on holy ground.
This guy has serious emotional issues.
Be a friend. Take a piss in the well like a sissy boy, or are you gonna act like a man for once? Come on, shoot if you got it.
Oh dear. I didn't really expect that to work, if I'm honest. Come on, dude, you're like 4,000 times this so— oh, that's gonna hurt in the morning. Come on, dude, walk it off. I've actually forgotten how awesome the cutscenes look in this. Oh, you really don't wanna...
Henry? There are
The
no
hell?
rats. They were laughing at us. Henry White. What are we gonna do with them? Henry, you okay? We're not gonna...
What the hell? I'm very confused. Huh. White Enterprises. Today. I do really love the artistic stylings.
Mr. White, your 6 o'clock is here. It's John yesterday.
Thank you, Lori. My compliments to your stylist. Great suit.
I picked it out, Mr. White.
Ah, then my compliments to Human Resources for hiring you.
You hired me yourself, Mr. White.
Oh, I see. Tell him to come right in, please.
Mr. White will see you now, Mr. Yesterday.
Thank you.
Come over here, John. Have a look at this sunset. My advice to you is, if in your next life you come back as a filthy rich businessman, remember to get an office with a view like this. It's the only part that's really worth it.
I can't even remember what I've done in this life, Mr. White.
Henry. Call me Henry. You used to
Let's
call me
see.
Henry.
Let's go with family.
How is your mother doing?
She has a slight cold. She seems like a good person. She's been telling me a lot about my life, but I can't seem to remember anything about it. Not a thing.
Give her my best. And let me pick your brains for a moment. What has she told you? You never used to talk about yourself in the old days.
Let's go and work our way down.
What has your mother told you about your childhood?
All there is to tell. Only child, shy, few friends, obedient, athletic. I just wish I could
I
remember.
wonder.
What do you know about your youth?
I threw myself into my schoolwork. Apparently I'm smart. I have a master's in the history of religion from my mother. She's a worldwide authority on the history of satanic cults. The terrible thing is that I don't remember a single thing I learned in all those years in the university. Except what was in the books you sent me in the
Love
hospital,
life.
what my mother has been telling me.
Do you have a partner?
My mother says I had a girlfriend a long time ago.
Yeah, so I'd probably say that's a safe assumption.
Now I'm single, it seems.
What has she told you about your likes?
This is strange. She told me that I never liked grapes. But the other day I tried one and it was delicious.
Interesting. To what extent are our likes and dislikes conditioned by our memories? By
Is
the
it
way,
me, or the way he said that, it was very suggestive and somehow wrong?
everything all right at the hospital?
Yes, of course. Thank you for taking care of the bill.
I didn't do it. My money did. Sometimes it gets
Let's
tired
see,
of rotting in the
and
bank.
we are now on the third and final one.
Tell me, John, have you managed to remember anything about your past on your own?
No. Well, sometimes I get small flashes of random images, sounds. It's happened 3 times now. Watching a movie, looking at my hand, seeing a bluebird.
Curious,
Let's
isn't
go
it?
with down.
Tell me more.
No.
What was it you remembered when you were watching that movie?
It took place in Paris. Suddenly, I saw, I don't know, a sort of antique shop. A girl.
Blue movie hand. No, even I'm not that immature. Wait.
What came to mind when you looked at your hand?
Well, it was actually the scar on my hand. The image of a strange person appeared in my mind. Some kind of priest in a church. He was talking about
I'm
killing someone.
getting more
Me.
confused with the story, to be honest.
What happened when you looked at this blue bird?
It perched on the windowsill in the hospital. Suddenly I saw myself with a beard and long hair in a blizzard.
Oh, goodness, John. I haven't even offered you a chair. I'm very sorry for what happened, John. Very sorry. I can't help thinking that it's all my doing.
On the contrary, I've come here to thank you.
And to get some answers, I imagine.
Let's go with...
What do you want to know?
Well, make our way down, I suppose.
I want to know who I am.
I'm not God, John. If you want to solve that mystery, go to a church and pray.
Okay,
I can only
ironically.
resolve human dilemmas.
Why did you send those books on satanic cults to me in the hospital?
To help your mother re-educate you, and with an eye to a matter that we had between us.
Okay, that doesn't really help me, even slightly.
What connects me to you?
There's a lot, John. You were working for me when you tried to kill yourself. You got too involved in the investigation. You lost your perspective. Lori has the contract, by the way. Ask for her copy on your way out if you
Investigation.
want.
What did my investigation consist of?
I hired you to get information about the Order of the Flesh, a satanic cult from the 15th century, in the hope that this would help us trap a present-day killer. My own investigation wasn't going anywhere.
What had you discovered before hiring me?
The Order of the Flesh was founded in 1463 by an ex-priest named Ginés de Orduña.
Oops, sorry.
What was the Order of the Flesh?
We know very little. They worshipped the devil and combined alchemy with torture, in search of God knows what, until the Inquisition began to persecute them.
Did the Inquisition put a stop to the Order of the Flesh?
In 1498, when it seemed like Cardinal Cisneros, the Grand Inquisitor, had them cornered, they disappeared from the map. They evaporated.
No one knows how or to where.
What did I find out?
You started doing some research in the archives at the University of Salamanca in Spain, and you found something curious. A missive from the guard Captain Miguel de Somosierra to Cardinal Cisneros, written on the 31st of August, 1501.
What did the letter say?
He stated that on that very morning his troops had traveled to the temple where they suspected the Order was meeting, that they went in and interrupted a demonic ritual, that they killed all its members without mercy, and that finally they burned the church, reducing it to rubble and the ashes of satanic cadavers.
I'm really curious what this story is actually going to end up being.
The letter didn't say anything else?
Yes, the captain congratulated him for the tip that led them to the temple. Literally, he said, "Thankfully, Your Excellency saw the relationship between the Order of the Flesh and the Holy Cathedral of Our Lady of Paris that led us to reveal the evil in an apparently holy church."
What relationship is there between Notre Dame and the Order?
That was the next and final step in your investigation. Paris.
What did I find out in Paris?
I don't know. You disappeared there for 15 days when you finally called. You were very distressed. You told me that you found something very important and that you couldn't tell me over the telephone. So I flew to Paris.
Why didn't I tell you what I found out?
Because when I arrived at your hotel, you had attempted suicide. You were dying. You had swallowed mercury. And plus, you had cut your hand, drawing the symbol of the Order of the Flesh on your skin.
Why do I have a feeling he did not commit suicide? Or try to commit suicide, shall I say? That's a very good question.
How did you know it was a suicide?
You left a note. Forgive me, Henry, but to get to the bottom of this, first I must die.
Tell me about this killer.
He's been killing hobos for years.
Only burned them.
But then his
I like it. Only burned them.
How did the hobo killer evolve?
He stopped burning his victims and started torturing them using
Okay.
satanic rituals.
What led you to link him to this cult?
At a certain point, he started carving a sort of Y into the bodies of his victims, the symbol of the Order of the Flesh.
Why are you so interested in capturing him?
For a time, I worked as a volunteer in an NGO called the Children of Don Quixote. They help the homeless. Over the years, I stopped working with them because there's something that can help them more than I can. My money. It's been covering all their expenses since my parents died and I took over White Enterprises. I'm not going to allow anyone to keep attacking these people, John. And you're going to help.
So why me?
Why did you hire me?
I hired your mother first, John. But after a while, she came to a dead end. I didn't know where to go from there. She said that if anyone could get further, it would be you. Now you know everything, John. Talk to Lori.
Have her give you your tickets.
What tickets?
Ah, did I forget to mention that? You're leaving for Paris this afternoon. That's okay with you, right?
Yeah, Henry. I need to know who I am.
Exactly. Your father would be proud of
It's a trap!
He just went in.
So beautifully drawn.
You're sure the suite does not bring back any memories, Monsieur Yesterday?
No, I'm sorry.
Dommage. Well, call me if you need anything at all. Dinner, vous êtes entertainment. You get my drift? Blonde, brunette, bald, black, white, young, oldies, sex spots, fat ladies, dwarves, hussies, spinsters, natural, surgically enhanced, clean, or filthy. And 10% discount if I get to watch. Okay?
Thank you, Robert. I'll keep
no.
in mind.
Just no. Well, I noticed something strange leaving the room. Why are you getting... So, you notice something strange. You can't put your finger on it. It's just a strange sensation. Okay, let's have a little peek. The hand, speaking of which. Very droll, developers, very droll. case there's a clue, something out of place, nothing. Let's call them later. Let's have a little look first. Okay. I think we'll figure out with this first. Oh, that's kind of nice. That is quite nice. Ooh. These pictures. Remember, Mercury comes back to you and you remember. You didn't try to kill yourself. That's not exactly a surprise. But you didn't find anything. Okay, we've got this picture here we can investigate. Let's go for this one. Nice pen and paper. Always handy. Gaze of joint something comes back to you. So there's an empty safe.
Your secret is safe with me, Monsieur Yesterday. I'll keep it from anyone who doesn't say these 2 words.
Which 2
including
words?
if it is you.
What did you hide in there? That's sticking your fingernails at the edge button. As you would expect, it doesn't open. Shocking, really. I suppose that's going to happen. Yeah, I didn't think so. Fair enough. What happens if we look? Can we look at this? No. Let's go with looking, having a little peek into our. We have a table over here. Let's see. A welcome card. Paradise Lost. I wonder if it could be that. Okay. Hotel Dove, blah 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 blah. What we got here? Apparently it does indeed work. What's this? Stone's rough. No, you can't take a rubbing of it. No, we can't deface it. I don't care to take a bath. Let's go for this again. I don't know if we're about shame, it's probably not cheap. Nothing to celebrate as yet. Paradise Lost. Fair enough. Don't know if I've looked at this. Vampire 1922. Howdroll. Let's go with front desk. Password.
I know that you have an envelope for me.
Of course, Monsieur Yesterday. But as per your instructions, you have to say 2 words before I can give it to you.
Huh.
Dommage. You're not getting...
Okay. Why?
Dommage. I'm sorry to say that the past... No. Dommage.
Okay.
Dommage. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say that the pass... Dommage.
Is this hotel named after Gustave Doré, the artist?
Mais non. It's named after, well, another Doré, who's also an artist in his own way. The funny thing is that he's a great-great-grandson of the original Doré.
What do you know about my suicide attempt?
Nothing. Well, that Mr. White found you, and he took you to a hospital in some kind of private ambulance. He made sure no one was the wiser.
Indeed.
We don't want any scandals here.
Did I have any visitors?
Not a single one, monsieur, yesterday. I'm sorry to say that your behavior was very boring, despite the fact that I dropped the price of my very best girls as much as 20%. Have you had a change of heart?
No.
Seriously?
25%? 30?
Who's been in the room since my previous visit?
Only Mr. White, the maid, Matthew from maintenance, and me, but not a single guest. Someone has to clean the room, even if there are no guests, sir. By the way, if you're interested in her, be in the room tomorrow when she comes to clean it. She's new and frisky. Free fun dance on the first visit.
Really?
I just went to give a small welcome gift on the terrace a little while ago, monsieur. I just went to give a small... The maid noticed that the extractor fan in the bathroom was not working, so I sent Matthew to fix it. Mr. White came to the hotel because you called him. He went up to the room, and that was when he found you. I'm sorry to say that the password... Dommage. You're not...
Let's try calling... Oh, let's actually not call for a second. Let's see. Is this the bathroom? It is indeed. Towel? A clean towel? Oh, lost. Why I've taken a towel, I'm not quite sure, but still.